Hello everyone. We hope you have all been keeping safe and well at this time. Welcome again to our latest episode of Tea and Tots Online.
And now we're going to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You get your stars ready? 1, 2, 3. Twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Into spider ran up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. And into spider ran up the spout again. Into spider ran up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain. Spider ran up the spout again.
Why don't you try this? Go to the park or in your garden, sit very still and look. What do you see? A grey squirrel digging for nuts? A cat walking across the fence? Or a bee sucking nectar from a flower? Well, now it's time for Nature Watch with Colin.
So for today's Nature Watch, we're going to the Isle of Wight Zoo to learn a little bit about lemurs.
It's gone straight in for the thing. So generally you will feed our lemurs more vegetables than anything else. They do like the sweet stuff though. They're a little bit like me. Maybe do you guys like eating your vegetables? Do you like eating your veg down there? I'm not so keen. And lemurs are a little bit the same as I think of as children. They'll pick all of the fruit and the sweet things out first. They'll go for the butternut squash as well. But the little green vegetables will probably be here later when Fiona comes back. Oh yes, we've got lofi as well. So this here that Fiona was just saying about is called lemur lofi, and that's like a little pellet. And the pellet we have is digestive aid. Basically, lemurs cannot digest iron, and here in this country, the fruits and vegetables we give them contain quite a lot of it. But the ones they get in Madagascar really wouldn't. So we need to give them something to help them digest it, and that's what that is, a little pellet. But when you eat it on its own, what does it taste? Have you tried it yet, Fiona?
Yes, it's pretty bland. It's very dry and leaves a sort of aftertaste. Nothing.
Not very appetizing. So we have to mix it with things that are yummy for lemurs. So today, what have we got with it?
Banana and
Both. What is a treat today for lemurs? They got banana and honey. They usually only have one, and they'll enjoy eating the lofi with those in it. So let me tell you a little bit about the two lemurs we have in here as well. So we've got a mongoose lemur. This is our little fella here, McLovin. And we also have Bella, his lady friend, and she is a common brown lemur. But I don't like that name for her because I think it sounds like she should be on Jeremy Kyle. Like white-fronted brown lemur is another name for this lemur, so I prefer that one. And the island of Madagascar is really quite big. It's 114 million acres. So there are lots of different types of lemur that have evolved to suit the slightly different types of habitat. And we just have 7 types here, but there are currently, how many recognised types? 110. So lots of different types of lemur, but very sadly all of them are endangered or critically endangered, mainly because of the loss of habitat, rainforest. We're all quite aware of rainforest at the moment because we're all seeing the horrific fires in the Amazon on the TV, and very similar things are happening in Madagascar, I'm afraid to say. So let me tell you about these pair particularly. McLovin here is a very old fella. He was actually our only animal here that's ever lived in the wild. He lived on Madagascar, and then he was stolen from Madagascar, not by us, but by a pet trader. And that's another problem that can happen to particularly cute, fluffy animals like McLovin, but even lots of the animals like reptiles. So it's always something you can do, just checking where your pets are coming from. If you go to a non-reputable source, you could be taking animals out of the wild. So it's always worth checking these things. But McLovin here was sold into the pet trade, and he was sold to a sailor, a Polish sailor. And McLovin, he sailed the 7 seas for, we think, about 20 years. He was at sea. And then when the sailor retired, he gave him to a sanctuary, and that's how McLovin came to live here with us at the Isle of Wight Zoo. And we thought, we didn't really know his name at the time, we thought he's going to be fantastic for the lemur breeding programme. He's got all these genes that have never bred in the wild. What's he saying to you, Fiona? Is he chatting you up?
Well, he's not chatting up, no, he's just saying everything's fine. Hi, how you doing?
Is he?
Yeah, you're right, yeah, fine.
That's just like he's just chit-chatting, isn't he? That's his chatting up call, is it? That one. So we thought, fantastic genes, lemur breeding programme, we'll call him McLovin because he's going to do lots of loving. But very sadly, do you know what happened? McLovin, was he into that?
3 wives and 1 husband.
Not interested at all, nothing. So we actually figure that even though we didn't realise he's actually pretty old and probably was too old already for lemur breeding when he arrived here, and we think he's about 40 years old now. So you're actually looking at a lemur that should be in the Guinness Book of Lemur Records. People ask if he's okay because he's a little bit scruffy around the edges, and so would you be if you were about 100 years old. His belly hangs onto the table a little bit, but what happened is when the sailor had him, can you see his little belly dangling down there? When the sailor had him, he rather overfed him. He wasn't on a very good lemur diet. When he went on a better lemur diet, he lost a lot of weight. He just needs a tummy tuck. That's all it is. He's got a little bit of extra McLovin dangling around. You're showing everyone now. There you go. You're showing everyone. He's a lovely fella. He's a real favourite.
It's been rainy for the past few days. Our quiz this week is all about the weather. So, have a go. See how many you can guess.
Weather types quiz. How's the weather? Sunny or rainy? It's sunny. Well done. How's the weather? Stormy or foggy? It's stormy. Amazing. How's the weather? Partly cloudy or snowy? It's snowy. Good job. How's the weather? Windy or foggy? It's windy. Great. How's the weather? Cloudy or rainy? It's cloudy. Great. How's the weather? Foggy or snowy? It's foggy. Amazing. How's the weather? Partly cloudy or rainy? It's rainy. Awesome. How's the weather? Snowy or partly cloudy? It's partly cloudy. Good. How's the weather? Hot or cold? It's hot. How's the weather? Hot or cold? It's cold. Awesome. What is it? A sandstorm or a snowstorm? It's a snowstorm. Yes! What is it? A tornado or thunder? It's a tornado. Awesome! What is it? Lightning or hail? It's lightning. Fantastic! What is it? A flood or an avalanche? It's a flood. Great! Okay, good, great, super, excellent. Excellent! Woohoo! Good job! You are a weather expert. Goodbye!
We do not have anyone on our list who has had a birthday in the past few weeks. But if we have missed your birthday, or you have had one in the last few days, this is for you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
For the last few episodes, we have been listening to stories about friends of Jesus. This story is about a man called Peter.
God's story. Peter walks on water. So remember how part of God's story is about a guy named Simon who was renamed Peter because he was one of the first people to follow Jesus? Well, it goes like this. Peter left everything to follow Jesus with 11 other guys. They were called disciples. And one day, they were with Jesus while he was teaching a large crowd. After teaching, Jesus wanted some time alone to pray. He told his disciples to go ahead of him in a boat across the Sea of Galilee. Later that night, the wind picked up, and the boat was surrounded by crashing waves. Meanwhile, Jesus decided to join them. And since Jesus can do anything, he walked out to the boat, right on top of the water. When the disciples saw a man walking across the dark sea, they had no idea it was Jesus. They thought it was a ghost. Jesus said, "Be brave. It's me. Don't be afraid." Peter decided to find out for himself. He said, "If it's you, tell me to come to you on the water." So Jesus said, "Come." Kids, if Jesus told you to step out onto the stormy waves, would you do it? Well, Peter did. He got out and walked on top of the water just like Jesus. As soon as he saw the crashing waves, though, he got scared and started to sink. Jesus caught him and said, "Your faith is so small. Why did you doubt me?" It might sound kind of surprising that Jesus called Peter's faith small when he was the only one brave enough to get out of the boat. But the truth is, Jesus is powerful and can help us do anything. He wants us to trust him even when it makes no sense or scary things are happening around us. When Jesus and Peter climbed into the boat, all the disciples realized Jesus is most definitely the Son of God. So they worshiped him. And that's part of the story of Peter. So, in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Peter was a disciple. The disciples got in a boat. Jesus prayed. Waves crashed. Jesus walked on water. The disciples got scared. Jesus told Peter to come. Peter walked on water. He saw the waves. He got scared. He sunk. Jesus caught him. The disciples worshiped Jesus. And that's a part of God's story.
We really enjoyed spending time with you. We love to hear from you, so stay connected. Keep sending in the video messages, prayer requests, and the nominations for Star Zone. Stay safe and see you next time.
Okay, children, lovely to see you all, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to say goodbye now. Should we get our clocks ready? And the clock goes tick-tock, the clock goes tick-tock, the clock goes tick-tock, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye everyone, goodbye everyone, goodbye everyone, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.